So the lesson is the division properties of exponents. In the multiply, if we have to multiplying powers, the first step we have to check the bases. If they are the same base, I will pick one of them. Then I will add the exponents. But in division, you have the same bases, which is 2. I will pick one of them. Then after that, I will subtract the exponents. In the multiplying, I add them. But in the division, I subtract them. And the answer will be 2. 2. 6 minus 2 is what? Is 4. And the answer now is 2 raised to 4. Now, if you have x raised to 3 over x raised to 8, it's divided. So divide, it means I have to subtract the powers. I will pick x only, then I will put 3 minus 8, which is x 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Then in the simplest form, how can I rewrite it? I will write the reciprocal of x and the opposite of negative 5.
Positive 5.
Yes, thank you. Now,
Is this
what about
1 over x to the power of 5?
yes, 1 over x to the power of 5. Wow, what about if you have s raised to 4 over 5 over s raised to 1 over 5. What can we do? The first step, I will pick the variable s, then I will subtract 4 minus 5 minus 4 over 5, sorry, minus 1 over 5, and the answer is s raised to the power 3 over 5. So if you have now s to the power 3 multiplied by s squared and s to the power 3 divided by s squared. The first one, I will pick up s, and the second one also, I will pick up 1s. In the multiply, I will add them, but in the divide, I will subtract them. This is actually the difference. The first one, I will add 3 plus 2. The second one, I will subtract 3 minus 2. Now, dividing algebraic expression. If you have now x raised to the power 5 over 2 over x squared, how can we now write in the simplified form? Or what is the simplest form? I will pick up x, then I will put 5 over 2 minus 2. I will subtract 2 from 5 over 2. Then, can I simply subtract them? First, I have to find the common denominator. Raised 2 times over 1, 2 times 2 times 2. So it's going to be 5 over 2 minus over 2. Why? Because by that I can subtract them. I cannot subtract them if they didn't have the same denominator. So by now, I will be x. Then 5 minus 4 is 1. So the answer is x to the power half. Now, let's see b now. In b here, I will put like this, m and n. M squared over 5, over m to the power 5. I will use, did you remember when they when you multiply, how we put them in 2 terms and we use the associative probability? We try to retyping it or rewriting it or regrouping it. Here is the same. I will put the same variable, each variable is the same in each term. So m squared over m raised to 5, and the second term it is n raised to 4 over n raised to cube. Then two variables have the same base, they are divided. So I say m times 2 minus 5 and n 4 minus 3. Then m 2 minus 5, as you know, it's negative 3, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So the answer now is m, and can I now write in the more simplified form? Yes, it will be n over m cubed. Why? Because m to raised to the power negative 3, I can rewrite it as 1 over m to the power 3. So the simplest form is n over m cubed.
Teacher, how
Yes.
I will know that this variable or this number must be up and the other one down, because the root is m. The final answer is n over m.
N over m cubed.
Yes, n over m cubed. And
Yes.
you know that it is negative 3, so I will make 1 over n to the power of 3. How many
Yes.
the n put up in the numerator? It must be in the denominator. Place.
No, why? No, no. Look here. Now it is n, like you see here, and n raised to 1. Now go back to m raised to negative 3. I can rewrite it as 1 over m cubed. And this one, which is n to the power 1, I keep it as n. Because as we know that n to the power 1 is n. Then let's multiply now 1 with n. What you will get, I mean, let's multiply the numerators. N multiplied by 1 is n over n cubed.
Okay, I said the n is n to the power of negative 2.
No, 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 it is positive. Now, what is the simplified form of each
متعادي
expression?
الدخيرانين طلعت بالغلط.
Okay. Yes, now here. What is the simplified form of each expression? Let's choose E. X raised to 4, Y raised to negative 1, and Z raised to 8 over X raised to 4, Y raised to negative 5, and Z. Then, let's now regrouping them. I will rewrite it as X raised to 4 over X raised to 4 times Y raised to negative 1 over Y raised to negative 5 times Z raised to 8 over Z. What's this one? Okay. Now, I'm sorry, back. So here, after I regrouping them now, I will say x raised to 4 over x raised to 4. It will be x. Then I will subtract the exponents. X raised to the power 4 minus 4 is what?
0. So actually,
X,
or 1.
x raised to 0. Is it right? And x raised to 0 is equal what?
1.
1. Thank you. So the answer here, I will write now the final answer here, okay? The answer here is 1. Now the second one. Y, then negative 1. These girls, look at me here. Negative 1 minus negative 5. Take care of the signs. It's negative 1 minus, because they are subtracted, negative 5. It will be y. You can't tell me what it will be. Negative 1.
It will be 4.
Negative 1 plus 5, which is 4. Thank you.
Negative.
So the answer is what now? Is y raised to 4. Then the third one, z. Eight. What is the power here?
8.
1.
1.
1. Thank you. So it will be
7.
z raised to 7. Thank you. So the answer now is y raised to the power 4 times z raised to the power 7.
Again, to check the answer because the answer doesn't return because it needs time to
Answer? Okay.
So it's
The answer, it will be 1. Forget 1. It will be y raised to 4 times z raised to 7.
okay.
Teacher, I didn't
Yes?
understand the X one. Why is it 1 and it's not 0?
Because here it is x raised to 0.
Ah, okay.
Okay?
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. And x raised to 0 and x raised to 0 is 1.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Teacher, my question is, if you give us a problem to solve it in the quiz or online assessment, how we will know in the final quiz or all the how I will know that this problem I must simplify it by using subtracting or when I will make it z to the power 8 divided by z. When I will know that must subtract and or plus add.
How can you repeat? How can you know that it is subtract, not add?
I mean, when I want to simplify the variable, when
Okay.
I will add or when I will subtract.
You will add if the variables are multiplied. And you will subtract if the variables are divided.
Okay.
Okay? Now then, and also another thing you have to know, if you see like y, your answer as an example becomes like this is not in the simplest form. The simplest form is 1y squared. This is the first thing. Another thing, y raised to 0, don't keep it y raised to 0. It is 1. I mean, if you have x cubed, y raised to 0. This is your final answer. Don't keep it like this. You have to keep it like, you have to rewrite it as execute. Because y raised to 0, it is what? It is 1, which cannot be written. I mean, try to go back to the first lesson, and if you reach the first lesson and you cannot do anything else, this is the simplest form. The first lesson, we talked about zero exponents, as we see here, and we talked about negative exponents.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. And teacher, for the even if there is equation like y to the power of 6, another bracket to the power of 0. Immediately it will be 0, it will be 1.
Can you repeat, please?
If there was a question like y to the power of 6 and a bracket to the power of 0, immediately it will be 1.
Yes, because
And
here you multiply 6 times 0. Sorry. Here you multiply 6 times 0, which is 0, and the answer is 1. Because we said yesterday, if you have a power raised to power, you have to multiply the powers.
okay.
Now, thank you for your question, Farah, because I want to summarize 3 things for you. If you have base times base, like A and B, you will add A plus B. If you divide 3 like this, 3 bases have the same power, the same base, you will subtract A minus B. So sometimes the exponents are added when they are multiplied, and I will subtract them when they are divided. And when I want, when I will multiply them, if you have like a 3 raised to the power A and this raised to the power B, in this station or in this state, I will multiply A times B. So when the exponents were added, if we multiply, when they are subtracted, if we are divided, and then when they are multiplied, if they are comes as exponents, as parentheses. This is as summarized for us. Now, what else I want to tell you?
The fraction, if you want to
If you have
negative.
3, please, but if you have like 3 squared, no, sorry. Okay, it's like this, or if it's like this. The first one, I can rewrite it as 3 times 3 because it is 3, they are repeated. But if you have the product of 2 numbers squared, that means that I have to distribute it into the 2 numbers. So it will be 3 squared times 4 squared.
Teacher, this 4 is a power?
Yes,
Or
it is
a number?
power 3 squared, or 3 raised to the power 2. I can rewrite it as 3 times 3. And 3 multiplied by 4, as we said in the previous lesson. If they are product of 2 numbers raised to 2, I will distribute the power 2 into these 2 numbers. Just a summarize for us. Now, let's do problem number 2. In problem number 2, we learn how can we divide numbers in scientific notations, like demographics. Population density describes the number of people per unit area. During 1 year, the population of Angola was 1.21 times 10 to the power 7 people. The area of Angola is 4.81 times 10 to the power 5 miles squared. What was the population density? The formula is the population density. He told me that the population density describes the number of people over unit area per unit area. So if he asks me now to find the population density of Angola, you have now to find the number of people. Is the number of people is written? Yes. So the number of people, which is 1.21 times 10 to the power 7 over the area, which is 4.81 times 10 to the power 5. Now, what you have to do now? You have to divide 1.21 over 4.81, and then you have to divide also the scientific notation, or the 10 raised to the power. Now, after that, 1.21 divided by 4.81, I will divide it. How can I divide it? Look here. If I want now to move this decimal points 2 digits, I can move also the dividend 2 digits. So it will be
Plus 100.
121 over 481.
To put the zero on the
Then 0
yeah, zero.
decimals point. Then try to cover the first 2 digits with the second 2 digits. 12 over 4, approximately it's close to 2 or 3. Let's try 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, 9. Let's subtract them. 10. 10 also. And 1. So here it will be 8, 4, 2. Since the answer is 248, which is less than 481, so it's a 2. Then I will add another 0. Let's try.
Teacher, wait a minute. Teacher,
Yes.
we subtracted. You took 1 from the 1. So how is it 1? Okay.
Then
Teachers,
after that,
Let's try 5. Can we try 5?
yeah, let's see how. I will give you a way. Try to cover these 2 numbers and cover these 2 numbers with your fingers. Do you see 24 over 4?
Yes.
Okay. Try now to divide 24 over 4.
It will be 6.
6. Sometimes try to take the numbers that less than 6, which is what? 5. Try 5 now. 5 times 1, I will continue here, okay? 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 8 is 40.
4,
And
0,
5
and
times
4.
4, 24. So the remainder now is 75. So, okay, approximately it is 0.25 times.
Times 10 in the power of 2.
Now, let's continue. Then, let's talk this one. Here, deal with it as a numbers. Times 10. Then, what is the exponents here?
2.
It is 7. لا, before 7.
Oh,
And down it is 5. So it is
negative
0.25 times 10 to the power
of 2.
2. Now, as you remember in grade 6 maybe, when I will write here 0.25 times 10 to the power 2. Then I will erase what I wrote down here. Now, after that, 0.25 times 10 to the power 2. What is the number that's written here? It is 2. So, because of that, I will move the decimal points 2 digits. Why 2 digits? Because the number that is written here is 2. And since I multiplied, so I will change the place of the decimal point 2 points to the right. If I divide it, I will move it to the left. So it will be move the decimal points 2 digits. So the answer will be 25. Now, the 0.25 times 10 raised to the power 2, this one we called it scientific notation. Why a scientific notation? Because it's multiplied by 10 raised to a power. Okay,
Teacher,
girls, do you have any
last
question now?
Teacher,
year
the answer
I
is
not
25.
What?
In the book, they write 0.252 times 10 to the power 2, not 0.25, teacher.
Yeah, do you mean that they stop here?
Huh?
Do you mean that they stop here?
No, teacher, I mean you write 0.25, while the answer in the book is 0.252.
Yes, because I stopped. I said approximately. I mean, the book, it's like this. Is it right? You mean?
Yes.
Because they
Teacher?
continue the division. And I'm stopped at only 2 digits. If you continue the division, you will find the answer. Yes?
Teacher? How did you get, teacher, 0.25 times 10 power 2 equal 25?
Okay. Did you remember in grade 6 that if you have you have 0.37 multiply 0.374 as an example, multiply by 10 to the power 3. Okay, what is the number that's written here? What is the number that raised to 10? It's a 3. Okay, so because I have 3, so I will move the decimal point 3 digits. This one, it's mean I will move the decimal point.
Yeah, okay, understand.
Okay, now, then after that, because I multiplied, I will move the decimal points to the right. But if I divide it, I will move it to the left. Then the decimal point, try to move it now 3 digits. Where it will be? It will be here. So the answer now is 374. Is it clear now? Grade 8.
yes, teacher, it's clear.
Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, it's clear.
Okay. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
teacher.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye.